Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the Rookie Cat Challenge by Overclock, and this is the award ceremony.
Wait a second. Wait, how are we?
All tap. Okay.
First off, we'd like to start by thanking FRCTs for donating us the money for the awards. So first place will get $100 off FRCT's jerseys, second place will get $75 off, and third place will get $50 off.
Alright, now we're going to go into the CAD Challenge game overview. So for this CAD Challenge, they went into the Jurassic Age game, which was played on a standard FTC field and played with standard FTC robots. So the field, it consists of a high and low nest, both red and blue, in the top right and left corners, as well as human player zones, where human players can load elements into the robots, and then it has a standard alliance areas for both the red and blue alliances. Across the field, there are eggs, which are white, as well as golden eggs and purple asteroids. So the nests are the main scoring areas. There is a high nest, which is 12 inches tall, and a low nest, which just is separated by a 1-inch barrier. And robots can push or lift eggs and all other game elements in score inside of these.
Since the high nest is harder to do, we give them more points for doing so.
There are some other obstacles that we scattered around the field in order to make it more interesting for driving, as well as more defensive opportunities. So first you have the mountain range, which is separating the field down between the left and the right, just to make it a little harder for teams to score, so they have to drive around that. And in addition, there is the lava pit, which is a raised 1-inch barrier that separates all the golden eggs, which are more valuable from the other elements in the field, just to make it a little harder to grab. The game pieces in this competition are a 2.8-inch egg, a 4.9-inch golden egg, and then a 4.9-inch asteroid. So these are worth different points. So for the eggs, if you score them in the low nest, they are worth 2 points. If you score them in the high nest, they are worth 6. So you get more points for doing that harder scoring. The golden eggs are worth triple this point value, and they are worth 6 points in the low nest, and then 18 points in the high nest. The asteroids are negative, so teams will want to score these in their opponent's goal in order to take away points from the elements that are being scored in there. So they are worth negative 4 points in the low nest and negative 12 in the high nest.
These asteroids were added into the game to have more strategy incorporated into the game.
And for the endgame criteria, during the endgame, teams want to hold as many elements as possible since there's no possession limit. And for every egg, which is the smaller element they hold, they get plus 2 points. And for every asteroid or golden egg that they're holding, they get plus 8. So if you hold those larger elements, you'll get a lot of bonus points racking up really quick. Alright, now we're going to go into the top 10 rankings from this CAD challenge.
Starting off with 10th place, we had team 2910 square root special squared with a total of 75 points.
For me, what I really liked about this team was their custom machined parallel plate drivetrain. Very elegant way to do it, also incorporating some linear slide motors into there. Really like that. But sadly lost out on a lot of points because they didn't submit any engineering portfolio or any robot photos, so lost out on a lot of points there.
I'd also say my favorite part about this robot is its unique intake and outtake, since it's more just driving in and then shoveling these artifacts and eggs straight in and then lifting it up with a pulley system to try and dump those parts into the high and low nests.
Alright, now in 9th place we have team 16180 Voltrix with 77 total points.
They basically pick up the balls on the ground, the eggs primarily, and then shoot them into the high nest or the low nest.
Yeah, for me, I really like the simplicity of it. They didn't have to have a super huge robot. They just have a ramp with a series of intake wheels that feed into a launcher. So really simple design and very elegant in the way that they went about completing this competition.
They're also able to like iterate on this robot really quickly because they don't have too many variables to consider when optimizing a design.
And then in 8th place, we had Team 13201 Hascatters with a total of 80 points. And I'd say this robot's definitely very unique since they had a vertical spindexer, complete with a kind of golf club way of outtaking from the top.
Yeah, definitely the vertical spindexer was the highlight for me. In addition, I really like their drop-down intake with a bunch of Omni wheels on there to make it really easy to intake with a wide area, since that's something teams need to consider, how easy it is for the robot to drive around.
It's a really unique solution as well because it's supposed to be able to do both the asteroids and the eggs both at the same time.
Now in 7th place, we have Team 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Sushi Squad with a total of 81 points.
Their dual turret and intake is really phenomenal. They packaged it together really well and it looks really well too.
Yeah, I really liked how they did the ordering of the turrets so that you could have the same intake, be able to both automatically sort the smaller eggs as well as the larger artifacts by just having them get separated through some size sorting. Very cool.
And in 6th place we have none of the above 1434.
This was a really cool robot. They had a triple shooter that was able to get high volumes of eggs into the goals, and some really unique type of serializing in order to automatically feed and select which of these shooters they want to shoot into.
It's also a really unique solution as well. Their outtake is unlike anything we've seen in this challenge.
And then in 5th place, we had Team 2767 Iron Frame with a total of 89 total points. I'd say this is definitely a very different strategy that we've seen, since most of the other robots focus on mass picking up the parts, and this one is focusing on picking up one at a time, or maybe one asteroid and one egg at a time.
Yeah, a very interesting design with the only single intake for the box tube arm, and as well as the separate side intake in order to take the smaller eggs and be able to score those both at the same time.
They're like the only team utilizing the 42-inch extension limit really well.
Now in 4th place, we have Team 31058, the Allen Keys, with 97 total points. This robot was a ramp-style bot that would just take a whole volume of eggs and move them per ramp in order to dump them out of the back. Definitely a lot of wheels. Would be very expensive to build in real life, but definitely a very functional design that we didn't find very many issues with.
It's also a really efficient design because they only have to go to the eggs and then place them. They don't have to go anywhere on the field really. And they would get a lot of points since the high nest is worth so much for the eggs.
And in 3rd place, we had Team 00000 Nothingness with a total of 101 total points, and this robot got the $50 discount from FRCTs.
Yeah, so this one was a double shooter that could both shoot the larger golden eggs and artifacts as well as the smaller eggs. So they had a hooded shooter that I really liked, being able to shoot from anywhere on the field, as well as one thing I want to highlight is with the lava nest, with those golden eggs being cornered off with a barrier, they had an arm that would drop down so they could push those around.
The other thing with this design is that it utilized the game space really nicely. The eggs are right next to the nest, so they don't really have to shoot it. They could just drop them into the nest. Meanwhile, the asteroids and the golden eggs are placed much further away, so it's really elegant to use a shooter instead of just driving there and picking it up, or driving there and shooting it.
Now in 2nd place, and they will be getting the $75 discount, is Team 23944 Robo Lobos with 108 total points.
I will say this seems like a very interesting strategy here. This team focused on low nest, but the way that the rubric was worded, it put a lot of emphasis on engineering portfolio and also how efficient the designs could be. And so I think that's definitely one of the things that differentiated them from other robots in this competition.
It's really simple as well. It's basically an intake with a hopper that can be opened to be dropping the eggs into the low nest. So, really simple, really efficient.
Yeah, definitely. I really liked how polished this was. One thing we were looking for when grading these robots was, are there problems that would prevent this from being built in real life? And this one we were like, it's very, very well polished. You could take this and take it to FTC competition, and you wouldn't have any problems with the CAD design.
And definitely there was a lot of sensors on this CAD too, which helps with the detail points.
They also have license plates and they're inspection legal, which was a bonus for us. And in first place, with a $100 discount, we have Texas Torque 1477.
They earned a total of 109 points, and I'd say it was definitely because of the innovation and the design on this robot, being able to intake both the eggs and the artifacts and then shoot them both at the same time.
Yeah, definitely one of the coolest things that they touched on in their portfolio was being able to sit in the middle of the field and score in both your zone and then score negative balls in the opponent's zone at the exact same time. Definitely would make it very fast recycling. It was a super cool innovation that we really appreciated.
The flexibility when it comes to alliancing is also really good because since they could do anything on the field, they can be the alliance partner that can do asteroids or be the one that does the eggs. That's it.
That's it.
So thank you everyone for joining us, and definitely thank you again to FRCTs for providing us with these different awards. And if anyone wants to see the reason why their scores are broken down like this, you can DM us and we'll send you guys your rubrics.
See you all next year.
Yeah, thanks to everyone who joined in this challenge. It was a really great opportunity.